Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. We are ready to give you our November net worth update. And if you saw our thumbnail, there's a sad face there because our numbers are not quite what we wanted for this month, but there's a very good reason for that. Not a fun reason, but a good reason. And we'll talk about that more in the video. So hang tight for about 6 seconds and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to our November net worth update. We are going to share the good and the bad and the ugly because that is what we do here. We want to be transparent. We are locking arms with other moms and dads on the road to financial independence. We want you to save more, spend less, build wealth, and dump debt, but doing it all while living a joy-filled life. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We are almost to 1,000 and every new subscriber helps us get monetized so that we can get the word out to other people that there are people who have experienced the same thing that you have and they have worked themselves out of it. So please subscribe, hit that like bell, and come on back next week. All right, so let's get to it. I'm going to bring up on the screen my slides. If you haven't heard our story before, about 3.5 years ago, we began our financial independence journey. We found the financial independence community late in life. We were both about 46, and at the time we were in about $1 million worth of debt, and we had a negative net worth, a really big negative net worth. Our negative net worth was about $350,000. Yikes, like that's scary. Like for us to even get to zero, we needed to get rid of that much and increase our net worth by that much altogether. So real quick, your net worth is all of your assets, so everything you own minus everything that you owe. So we had a home at the time with some equity, which was great, but we also had 3 car loans, a bunch of credit card, old IRS debt, and a bunch of student loans. And so even though we had some really nice equity in our house, we didn't have anything saved and we had all this debt, which was super, super scary. So that's where things were in 2017. We're going to talk about our liabilities first. And so right now, this is where our liabilities are. We have a small mortgage, which that's actually a loan from Curtis's 457 plan. That was money that we took out to purchase one of our investment properties in cash. The total purchase price for that property ended up being about $23,500. And so we pulled cash from a couple different places so that we could purchase it in cash. We're in the middle of refinancing that. In fact, we just signed on those papers today. So we will be putting that money back into the retirement account and then so paying ourselves back, but then we'll have a loan. And so next month you'll see that that loan number is going to change. The other mortgage there that you see, the $69,000 mortgage, that is for our 4 other rental properties. That is a commercial loan for 4 properties that we bought all together. And that is slowly coming down every single month. And everything else that you see there, the $249,000 in student loans for me and $110,000 in student loans for Curtis, as well as the old IRS debt, is at $20,000. Those have been staying steady for the last, now it seems like it's been forever, 8 months or so because of the virus. We have been taking those payments that were for those items and putting that towards other things. So that's going to end soon. So hopefully we'll see those balances go down. And I did finally get through to a person at the IRS. So we have reduce the payment on that, and that is going to begin in January. So we'll start seeing those balances decrease as well. We saw a positive change in our liabilities by a little over $700 for a grand total from the time that we started tracking our liabilities, a decrease in our liabilities of a little over $560,000, which to me, that's great. Like, it's still not to the get even portion, but we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. All right, so next you'll see our assets. In May of 2017, when we began tracking, our assets were a little over $650,000. The vast majority of that was our home, and then a very tiny amount in Curtis's retirement accounts, because we did not have anything saved for retirement. So we had only been saving for our retirement for a little over a year at that point. So as of May of 2017, we were at a little over $660,000 in assets. Now you'll see that our asset amount has reduced significantly, and that is because we had sold that house. And when we sold that house, we had already paid down a lot of debt, but not all of it. And selling that house and cashing out the equity, unlocking the equity of that house allowed us to pay off the rest of our consumer debt, as well as pay off our cars and begin real estate investing. So our overall assets decreased significantly, but we no longer have that mortgage, and we rent now, which mortgage versus renting where we live right now is actually better for us. We save about $1,100 by being renters. And so we're not sure if we're going to purchase another house here in San Diego. We'll see. The market is a crazy seller market still, even in the midst of this pandemic. So I'm just quite not sure what we want to do. If we did find a house here, it'd have to be a fixer so that we could build up some equity in it like we did with the last house. But even those aren't cheap, at least $500,000. And I don't know if I want to do that yet. So the only other assets we have then is our accounts, which are our retirement accounts and our savings accounts, which have increased significantly since May 2017. We're super proud of ourselves for that. But as for the month of November, we only saw a very small increase of about $350. But it's a positive, so I'm not going to be too upset about it. I wish it was more, but at least it's a positive. And you'll also see that our accounts, savings accounts, reduced by quite a bit, and that is because in one of our properties, a tenant vacated without notice and left the house in some pretty bad shape. And then another tenant vacated, and it was in pretty good shape, but it still needed some repairs. So to get it rent ready, we had to put in about $1,100 for that one. And then at the very same time, one of our current tenants had an issue with their stove, as well as some mold in a bathroom and some broken windows. So we had to shell out some more money for that one as well. So quite a few expenses in the month of November. We're probably going to have another $5,000 or so this month to get the one house fixed and habitable. So that's the hazard of being landlords. That kind of stuff happens, and I'm just grateful that we have the cash to take care of it. It's reduced our cushion very significantly, so I really want to get these homes rented as soon as possible so that we can up our savings as quickly as possible and just replenish that money as quickly as possible. All right, so just an overview of our assets for the month of November. We had a slight increase of about $353. Our total assets are $276,000, which I'm super proud of that. That includes the 5 rentals, all of our savings accounts, and our retirement accounts. I do not include our cars. I feel like they're paid off, but they're also older cars and not worth very much. So I just don't include them. I could, but I don't. So even though our overall decrease in our assets is a negative number, I'm still very pleased with where our assets are right now, because the bulk of that, the vast majority of that, is in cash or cash equivalents, which makes me feel good. All right, so if you look at the total net worth, then where we are at, we are still in the negative. It's a negative net worth of over $183,000. However, that is significantly less than where we began just about three and a half years ago, which is huge. So we're slowly but surely knocking that number out. We're going to get to zero, and we're going to just ramp up our net worth as we do that. Overall net worth change from October to November was $993, which, yes, it could have been more. I wish it was more, but I'm not going to be upset about a positive change in our net worth in spite of everything else that happened in the month of November with our rentals. So I still think it's a good month. I'm a little sad, but I'm still pleased with the result. All right, guys, well, there you have it. Those are the real deal from our family, and we hope that you find these updates helpful. They are for you, so that you can see that not everybody on this journey has it easy. They didn't start with this knowledge that so many people have. We had no real financial mentors in our lives up until our mid-40s. So this is all new progress for us. And so I hope that you're encouraged by seeing our journey. All right, guys. Well, if you haven't subscribed again, please do. We're trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers so that we can monetize this channel and just explode the channel so that other people get to get the message that you can live a joy-filled life, pay off your debt, save more money, and build wealth, all on regular incomes just like us. All right, guys, take care. Bye.